take a moment to wrap your mind around that one. Now, another really cool feature they have, so you'll notice their necks are bald as well, but they actually have this ruff of feathers that sits around their shoulders, and when it gets really extra cold, they can push that ruff of feathers up over their heads. It kind of looks like they're wearing a hoodie. It's actually really kind of endearing. Now, back in the 1980s, all right, these birds almost went extinct. I'm the department bird nerd, so these are like the highlight of my tour when I go to see these guys. I hope you are getting good pictures, because this is as nice as always. Now, okay, where did I leave off? Sorry, I'm getting really sidetracked here. 22 of them left, partnered with Fish and Wildlife, yes, to trap the remaining 22 condors, and they put them into breeding programs at facilities like our safari park, which have since been so successful that now these bird numbers are well over 6. And make sure to be appropriately dispose of our trash and recycle whenever we can. Because just like with the monster it's going to be those smaller, but collective efforts of the many, all of us working together, that will equate to some of the bigger changes that we all want to see in the world. Now, speaking of smaller things, let's see, I'm looking for a trumpeter hornbills in here. I usually see one of them. Okay, you're looking for them. Now, they're a very romantic species of bird, so when it comes time for the female to lay her eggs, she's not going to leave that nest for any reason at all, okay? Not even to eat. But lucky for her, she has the ultimate partner. He puts on those eggs, protecting them until they hatch. Now, he did a very good job of that not all that long ago, because if you walk through here in a boat later on and have other trumpeter hornbills, you're looking at mom, dad, and their 2 little babies. So precious. Now, we're going to swap gears here to plants for just a moment, okay? Because we got some really cool ones here. And the first one I'm going to point out for anyone who's a fan of dragon fruit. Now, I cannot pronounce scientific names to save my life, so you're going to get the generic name of this plant, which is Queen of the Night, okay? It is part of the Cereus family, and they have these magnificent blooms that bloom for one night only, and by the following morning, are already starting to fade away. Now, the next all-star up on our awesome list of plants today are going to be these trees just to the right of the road with the yellowish green bark, and if you look closely at the branches and leaves as we pass, you'll see some really big thorns coming off of them as well. So these are acacia trees, which are the primary food source of giraffes. Now, as you can imagine, it would be relatively easy for even a single giraffe to eat a whole tree in one day, and that's going to be too conducive to keeping a healthy, thriving environment, right? So giraffes have actually, acacia trees have developed this really cool defense mechanism. They can communicate to each other through the root systems. I'm going to tell you how this works. So when a group of giraffes comes along, starts eating on that acacia tree, okay, it then sends out a pheromone signal through the root systems to the surrounding trees, and then all the acacia in that immediate area, they start producing excess tannins. Now, tannins make the leaves too bitter for the giraffes to keep eating, which encourages them to move along to the next row. And this gives those acacia trees the proper amount of time they need to recover, maybe get some new growth on them, and that way they are constantly ready to support the next stacking group of giraffes that come sauntering by looking for a meal. Nature is cool. Now, here we're going to be hanging a left through Sydney's Plaza, okay? If you look down this road to the right as we pass, you'll find yourselves looking into urban jungle right at Kangaroo Stump, number 1, which is again one of those 4 designated places throughout the park where y'all can hop on or off our kangaroo transportation buses. And stop number 1 down there in urban jungle is going to be the closest place to catch one of those at the end of the tour if you're looking to hop to another corner of the park. Now, do remember that urban jungle is also where we have our giraffes, river hippos, and cheetahs. So if any of those animals are on your list of fun to see today, that colored, really fuzzy bear that actually specializes in insects. Now, all of our bears down Center Street do have like a duplex type setup happening. They all have 2 parts that are field view. They could totally be choosing to be out of here. That is something that we do offer for all the wildlife here in our care. Every single one of us care. That's what 365 days a year. Now, that being said, so if you do come back down here a bit later on, you will be likely to see our clusters up through your house. Okay, look at the back of the cave as I cruise through people. Yeah. Now you'll see 2 of them hanging out back in there. These are Calvin Bobcats and Grizzly brothers visiting from Yellowstone National Park. And Mama Bear is teaching them some really bad habits, like raiding campgrounds for food, which is eventually going to become very delicious on life that reach out to us. Which is definitely not as strong as the campground trees. Now, in the wild, Instagram has been spending the past few months literally eating and drinking as much as they can to get as fat as they possibly can, to literally hide hibernate or sleep year-round this time of year. Now, I did just see our Andean bear Alba come into the back of the habitat there. Let's give her a moment, see if she comes back out. Now, our Andean bears, just like our tigers, are also a part of that species survival plan I was talking about. So, as you can imagine, we were pretty darn stoked to find out that Alba had given birth to twins, especially because this is the first time that she's really in a long time. Now, let's see if we have to be able to see them. Oh, yeah, that's right, kid.
They're so cute. They're so cute. Let's go get them to play. They're sweet.
Now, being able to watch Alba, their mother, her mannerisms, watching these little tongue changes they grow. This is all going to give our dear specialists and scientists a lot of vital information that helps these bears out in the wild. Now, it actually has to do with the pattern around their eyes resembling as if they're wearing a pair of spectacles or glasses. And this is also the easiest way to prove that kid is sporting a full set of goggles. His spectacle pattern goes all the way around his eyes. Well, the little girl, Subiana, her spectacle pattern looks kind of like a fashionable unibrow. It just goes over the top of her eyes. It's really stinking cute. So if you guys come back down here later on today, that could be a fun way for all of you to tell who you're looking at. Now, this area here to the left is actually pretty cool. Don't underrate our plants here, guys. So we're passing one of our two entrances to Fern Canyon. Now, this area is the very first rainforest habitat to have ever been planted onto ground well over 80 years ago. Okay, this area has been working on growing for a really long time. Now, not only is it an absolutely beautiful walk up through there, nice and shady as well. There are a lot of benches along the way to stop and rest or admire. But if you were to take Fern Canyon straight up from that point, it also happens to be a shortcut right back up the Treehouse Way, which some of you might recall I mentioned back at the beginning of the tour is where you'll head to check out our primates and great apes from around the world. That's coming up. Okay, is a significant lack of snow and or ice. So obviously not no tropical and a temperate climate. Now, those statements do not live in the snow as a lot of us grew up thinking, but instead call those much warmer climates home.